everybody, this is Pramita here, and this is going to be my August journal flip. Um, this is not a completed journal because it's not yet August, but this is going to be my August journal, and I'm going to show how I made this chunk journal from a paper pack and what are the ideas that I have used over here. And I'll go through this very quickly. It's just okay. So here I have this is actually a paper pack that I used. I think I did show a haul video quite a while back of some of the Stamperia papers that I had bought, and this was one of them. This was called Clockwise, and it's basically a very steampunk kind of thing, which is not at all my cup of tea. But I thought that I would make this work, and August and September might be, work-wise very crazy for me. So I decided to take a cheat method and go with a kind of decorated decorated look kind of thing. So here I have the journal. I have used the full paper pack. Now the Stamperia paper packs come with 10 sheets, 10 double-sided sheets, and this paper had two cut apart portions. Like one page was full of tags like this, and the other was 4x6 journaling cards like this. So if you take away 2 from 10, then it comes down to 8 papers. So I had 8 papers and the front and the back covers to work with. So I added a few tea-dyed papers, copy paper, printer paper, to supplement the pages, and this is for August and September. So for the cover, I have used the packaging on top. It came with the phrase of the the name of the paper collection. As you can see over here, it shows through a little bit, and here was some packaging branding name also. So I decided to add some vintage doily and a lacy bit and add some flowers. I wanted to bring out a little bit of blue element in the otherwise grungy looking papers. So I added this layering stuff. This is a sari silk, and I have just layered 2 flowers on top, and I have added a key charm because over here you can see this too has the concept of clocks and gears and keys, very much steampunkish, and I decided to add a small charm to it, to the cover. And this is added with a jump ring, so if I want I can take it out, so it's not a big deal. This is the standard size traveler's notebook, but I think it's a tad wider because I have made the cover a little bit wider. As I know, at the end of the month August, this will already would have bulked up, and by September the papers will be poking through everywhere. So I made the cover a little bit bigger. You can see it's 1/4 of an inch wider than the papers over here. So I have been asked to show how I make my journals. Now I don't have the proper camera setup to show you the actual process that I do, but I can give you some tips how to how I prep the journals or whatever before I stitch them down. One thing I try to do is I don't make my cover first. I try to choose the papers first and select the size that I would want them to be, and then I add the cover. Many people do it the other way around. There's nothing wrong in that, but it's just how my brain works. So I prefer to make the inserts first and then go with the cover, because I found that often what happened was if I made the cover and I messed up the insert, then I would have double the work to fix this. So I can fix a cover, but I can't fix the inserts. So that's why I always choose the size first, what size of insert or journal that I'm planning on making, and then I go with the theme. I mean, the papers, what are the papers that I'm planning on using, and the number of pages that I would like that to have. Would it be more of a writing journal, or more of a junk journal, adding your bits and pieces, your packaging and your memorabilia, everyday ephemera? What kind of journal that you want? It totally depends on that. And I have been using a junk journal where I keep all kinds of happy mail, letters, ephemera, then packaging stuff, some things I have bought online. So I do have a junk journal for that. And I am going to show you that you can make that on your own. It's pretty easy, simply with patterned cardstock papers and magazine pages and stuff like that. But it's very essential to know what kind of journal you want that to be. So the purpose of the journal depends on, that is the driving force behind the journal that you're going to make or use. So if it's going to be a writing journal, then of course it will have more, pages for writing, specified for writing, lined pages, white pages, whatever. And if you want that to be a very decorated kind, then of course you can add all sorts of pockets, decorative elements, ephemera, anything. But since I do seriously write in these journals, but I also try to keep it flat, as much flat as possible. I do use a lot of papers for layering. So I try to keep a lot of things in mind. I like to use washi. I like to use thinner papers for layering. I don't like very bumpy three-dimensional decorative elements. These flowers and stuff, they don't make way into my pages because I don't like that. They will add a bump, and I hate writing over those surfaces. So basically it's on the cover, and I'm okay with that. But I would not, personally I would not like that in the inside the journal itself. So that's one thing, and I've used the whole paper pack and I'm pretty happy because I don't have any scraps except these few, and which will eventually be made into journaling cards or something else, tags or tabs or whatever. So let me do the flip first. Enough of chit chat. So this is going to be the cover, and as I open this up, as you can see, this was the back portion of the paper pack cover, and I've used it, I've glued the front and the back, made it into a thick cardstock cover. Here is a fabric cluster sort of thing. I have used all sorts of scraps to layer stuff up. This is a lacy bit, and here is a scrap from a lace. This is a vintage upholstery material. And here is a front page. This is a fabric lace tab, and I have some charms attached to it. I made these charms, all of these, there are quite a few, and I plan to add more. And here are some other charms that I have added. Now these line up. Or somebody is trying to send me a message. So these line up pretty well because I have them at different heights. So when they fall, they will have a layered effect kind of thing. The rose, the coin, and the bead. So that's that. And this is the front. This is the front cover. This is the back. And I have not stitched all the pages. This is a tip-in page that I have added because stamp area papers are pretty thick cardstock. So I have decided not to put too much of stress on the spine because it might give away. So I've added these pages with the help of washi. These are pretty self-explanatory ones, and I did go live with the in my Facebook group, just briefly showing how I made this. So this is once again another tip-in page. I have added that with washi. These are all tea-dyed papers, and this is another vintage upholstery material that I have, and this is another one tip-in page. So there are a lot of cool quotes on this paper collection, and I've used them at strategic points so that they inspire us a lot. So this is a lace tab that I have, and here I have used a hinge system to add this tip-in. So here I have added the full washi, but on the other page I have just added some hinges sort of thing with washi. So this is another page, and this is a small flip, and I have not glued this part up. Eventually, I don't know, my camera is not focusing. Eventually I'll glue this part up maybe, and so this will have a tuck spot sort of thing. This is a tea stained paper. This is a pocket. You can put something in. Let me show you. So this can be put inside this. So I'll make a tag or something and I'll add it over here. So I do have quite a few Stamperia papers, not this one, but I think I have some vintage lace themed and some florals, botanical sort of thing. So I'm planning on making a few journals. I do have one on winter theme also. That's not Christmas, but it's like you can use that for your Christmas. So I will be making that and putting up for sale also. So if anybody is interested, I have added a lot of tip-in pages. Now these are all full-sized pages which have been, these are fabric flips that I have, and the pages are pretty decorated, so I didn't have to work too much on that. But me being me, I'll definitely cover some of the portions and collage a lot of stuff. This is once again another tip-in page. These are all full-sized pages which I have added as tip-ins, and this is a lace tab. This is the vintage upholstery material. This is another page. Here is a tiny doily, and here is a small booklet file folder sort of thing. I have added a small tab, and you can journal over here, and this has been added as a tip-in. And at the back there is one big pocket, and you can put some things inside like so. This is a pretty big pocket, and at the back I have added two pockets. So I am a person who's big on pockets. Since I couldn't add one in the front, I went with the back pocket concept, and I have added, I'm going to show, I have added a journaling card as a pocket, and I've added a lace trim to this, and this goes in pretty nicely into this, because when I make pockets without any hinges, I tend to keep two sides open. So I have this top open and this side open. I partly keep it glued and then I keep it open so that you have easy access, yet your things won't fall off. So that's a cool trick you can try. And here I have added a lacy kind of pocket. This is a fabric lace pocket, very transparent, and it adds a kind of dimension to your extra thing that the pocket is. So and the tie is a kind of a cord tie which can be used as a page mark also. So it ties up like so, and this is this is like so. And if you don't want this to be a tie, because if you're using in a traveler's notebook, you need not use this, so you can use this as a page mark. I'm going to show how. So you can put this over here and this comes up as a page mark. So that's how cool it is, and you get a ton of, you know, dangly jangly things, whatever. So these are some of the things that I will be putting up very soon for sale. And of course it has a few charms as usual, and I'm planning on putting this also. This is a greenish one and I want to put it somewhere around here, you know, hooked to these laces. So that's my journal for August and September. Hopefully you'll like what I post in my Instagram and Facebook group. So if you want to join my Facebook or my Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I'll put all the links below. You can join me on my Facebook group also. And if you want to see more of the sale updates and stuff like that, you can subscribe to my channel. I generally post on Instagram and YouTube about my sales, and I'm going to post a few journals up for sale in August. Hopefully I'll get them finished. I already have finished more or less 2 of them, and I need to finish a few more, and then I will start with the Stamperia ones once I get those sold off. So bye everybody, see you, bye.